let's talk about enmeshment trauma, because the big cue where this starts is, do you ever find yourself needing a lot of time alone? How often do you find yourself needing alone time? How many times do you find yourself hiding in the bathroom at a party just to take some breathers? Guilty, guilty. How many times have you found yourself just needing some space from a partner, needing some space from some friends, needing space from family members? How often do you guys feel this need to put on a front, or you feel really emotionally exhausted when you're in a group of people for a long period of time? Like going camping, you're ready to get home and have some alone time. This stems from enmeshment trauma. It's called enmeshment trauma because this is when we were children, an adult in our lives, usually a parent, maybe both, never allowed us to be our own person. They refused to see us as their own person. They thought of us as an extension of them, as a reflection of them, and thus needed to be close with us, needed to control us, needed to be a part of everything that we were doing, and needed to identify with us. So what that meant was we needed to identify with them. Who they were was who we were, and who we were is who they were. And so we weren't allowed to differentiate. And what happens? This creates the same kind of level of trauma as someone who was neglected by a parent who disappeared. It's the same level of pain, because what happens is you are forced to abandon yourself in order to be who that person needs you to be and wants you to be. So you have to abandon who you are, what you believe in, what your likes and dislikes are. And what happens is when this starts at a very, very young age, I mean, this is birth. It starts right away. By 3 or 4, we learn really quickly that our opinion and who we are and our individual thoughts, feelings, all of that individuation, the no, that no stage, I want, this is my way. We learn during that stage very clearly that we're not allowed to have our own opinions, right? That we're not allowed to be different from our parents, to have our own views, to have our own needs. They get to decide what our needs are. There's a healthy difference between parenting and setting some healthy boundaries around your kid, not letting them have chocolate for dinner every night, but also allowing them to have their own thoughts and being open to them having their thoughts and allowing their thoughts to be ridiculous and accepting that. And so what happens is everything in that child's life becomes about how it serves the parent, how it serves the parent's needs, how it serves their self-esteem, how it serves their ego, how it serves their lifestyle. And what happens is when it starts that young, we begin to develop this unconsciously, to the extent that it's taken me years to peel away how much I've actually done this unconsciously. How much I'm anticipating people's needs, to the extent that I've lost who I am and what I want. And what happens when this happens is we have to cope, and it comes out, who we are comes out in other ways, in unhealthy ways, or we're constantly trying to suppress it by eating, right? By drinking, by doing drugs, by getting into something obsessively. And this also shows up in disorders, anorexia, bulimia. This is how it manifests, that we can't be who we are, so we've got to constantly suppress that. That's not okay. Who I am is not okay. So what happens with this relationship with other humans that's so unconscious? It happens as soon as someone walks in the room. Poof, we disappear. Who we are disappears. And we become unconsciously who they need us to be. How do I need to act? What do they need? What are you interested in doing? And ultimately, then, after we've spent that time with them, we need a break. And we need to get away. And so we need that space so that we can recover and we can be who we are and we can eat what we want and we can say what we want and we can be imperfect. And then we just oscillate from back and forth, what they want us to be, and then, recovering. trying to find ourselves for a second, and then back to who they want us to be, to recovering. The rubber band cycle. Because you're constantly pushing people away because you need that alone time. And then you constantly feel abandoned because you need humans. We need humans. We are innately social animals. Our species is dependent on our ability to be together. Healing, this is why Journey and Shift exist, is because we need humans in order to heal. We need humans in order to survive, to feel connected, to feel alive. So when you are feeling that you need that space, what's going on there? And what this leads me to is our authentic self. Ultimately, we are unable to be truly ourselves and truly authentic with other people. And this is the piece we want to start connecting with.